the next summer they let me work in Bar Harbor. I worked for Harold McQuinn, right down the road here, on a construction crew that was building the road connecting the Jordan Pond House with the Park Loop Road.
They're still working on that, I think.
Never will get done. And then I worked the next summer over in Manset for Jim Willis in his boat yard. It was called the Boathouse, next to the Hinckley yard. Now, as Judith also told you much later, I spent 7 years as a legislative and political assistant to Ed Muskie. And people wondered how I could spend such a long time in the employ of such a demanding fellow as Muskie was, and he could also be pretty darn cantankerous. Well, I want to tell you something. When it comes to cantankerous, Ed Muskie had nothing on Jim Willis and Quinny. I learned a lot about cantankerousness from Quinny and Jim, and from my mother. My mother was a remarkable woman. She was on the founding board of the College of the Atlantic. I think she probably had a hand in starting every social service organization in Eastern Maine. But when I said I was going to run again for governor, and there was a story about it in the Bangor Daily News, and you know, your staff tells you never read the blogs, never read those comments.
Yeah, right.
But it's hard to resist. So I was reading the comments. And there was a comment from someone who used the name for his or her comment, used the name Fanny Craddock. And Fanny, whoever he or she was or is, wrote, and I'm quoting, "Cutler's father, Dr. Larry Cutler, was a nice man and a good doctor. The son looks exactly like his father, but he has his mother's personality. Unfortunate. I would never vote for him." It's hard to be cantankerous in the middle of a Maine suburb. Yesterday, Chet and I were in the middle of the state through towns with the names, and it's really remarkable, only in Maine would you find this, towns with the names of unity, freedom, hope, liberty, union, and friendship, all in a few miles of one another. And those towns were named, as Chet said this morning, we were talking about it, those towns were named by the early settlers of our state to represent their dreams and aspirations. And in